This is Joe Blasco, and once again I'm coming to you live from MUA TV studios right here in beautiful, sunny, hot, muggy, humid Orlando, Florida. And you can see all the plants growing out in the back here. You know, I can actually, I can take my coffee, and there's a little hole in the wall here, which you'll see later, that I can put my coffee cup, like right outside there to keep it warm. That's how hot it is here. And actually, the hole is like right here. I can just put it right out through the window just like that. Keeps it nice and warm and steamy. So, how have you all been? You know, I've been away from MUA TV for quite some time now because I've been very, very busy creating the makeupspace.com. Now, if you've been watching MUA TV, you've been seeing a lot of our reruns, the best of MUA TV, because you know, we've actually been on the air and will be on the air for 1 year. This, is it October? No, it's August. August 8th is our 1 year anniversary. So it's not quite 1 year, but it will be on August 8th. All right. Now we're going to be airing this. And by the way, this little talk that we're having right now is going to be, you can call this a backstage chat, or you can call it for your information, or you can just say, hey, he's back again, terrorizing the makeup neighborhood. All right, and believe me, this time I am. I have quite a few things to say, and I think they're going to be quite interesting to a lot of you out there. And but you know what? We're going to start off by giving Starbucks a little bit of a plug, because Starbucks is what's keeping us going here, I and the crew. So I'm going to take a little bit of a sip of my Starbucks coffee. Maybe they'll advertise with us, huh? Now that's good coffee. All right, so I want to welcome you back to the real MUA TV. All right, these are no little quick minute-and-a-half bleeps that are out of focus with poor production value on YouTube, like some of our other people out there like to think, you know, is acceptable. This is the real thing. This is MUA TV, Makeup Artist Television, right here for you in living, absolutely clear color, providing you have the right equipment, the right kind of computer, and brought to you in HD. All right, so now, and by the way, you're really going to appreciate the fact that all of our programming is brought to you in HD when you go to the makeupspace.com to check out all of the fantastic seminars that we put together for you. Okay, so now, the new programming, before we talk about the makeupspace.com, I'm going to tell you about the new programming right here on this side, and here at TV. We got a lot of new stuff coming up, and it's going to be very, very, very interesting, very comprehensive. It's going to be absolutely state-of-the-art. We're going to be talking to a lot of the old masters. We have some fantastic interviews, which I'm going to be telling you about right now. And we have a lot of new people, newcomers to the business. And I'm going to be talking about a couple of brothers, actually, that I had no idea even existed, but they've been around for quite some time. They're kind of like ghost makeup artists, so to speak, who really aren't given a lot of credit or haven't been given a lot of credit, but I'm going to give them credit today, right here on this show, because I know what it feels like to invent things and not to be given credit. I made a career of doing things like that. Actually, people have done that for me. They've made that career for me by having me invent things, and then they're taking credit. But we'll go to that a little later on in this show, because I am going to ruffle a few feathers. Now, so exceptional, comprehensive seminars is what themakeupspace.com has to offer you. All right, so now if you're thinking of going to a makeup school, and let's say, you know, you can't afford to come to the Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Center, or you are so far away from either the Orlando school or the Hollywood school that, you know, you're in another country, you're out in China someplace or wherever, you know, you're going to be able to actually learn very, very intricate, detailed, comprehensive, state-of-the-art professional classes in makeup artistry taught by leading award-winning makeup artists. Now, this is no BS. Think about this. All right, you can't come to the makeup school. You can't afford it right now. You're not going to want to go to some inferior school somewhere, God only knows where, that's a copycat school or is a school that, you know, has no credibility. What you want to do then is sit back, relax, be smart, save your money, and go to the makeupspace.com. All right? Now, there's two ways you can go to it. One is you can just type in www.themakeupspace.com, and it'll take you directly there. There you're going to see a lineup of every one of these great seminars that are, I mean, they're really incredibly detailed seminars, and you're going to learn everything that you need to know. If you're already a professional, then this is going to hone your skills. It's going to sharpen your knowledge of every one of these aspects of makeup artistry. And believe me, every key area of makeup artistry is available on that space, all right? Several seminars. And as I said, taught by industry leaders and professionals who are Academy and Emmy Award-winning artists. And so you'll be able to go to that either by going directly to themakeupspace.com, or you can go to right here, MUA TV. And right over here on the sidebar, you'll see themakeupspace.com. You just click on that and bam, it takes you right to themakeupspace.com. Now these seminars are very inexpensive. They're $50 each. And for $50, 50 US dollars, you're able to have access to any one of these seminars for a full 24 hours. Now think about it. If we say we have 15 or 20 seminars that make up an entire amount of education, from beauty makeup all the way to prosthetics application, and believe it, we do. We've got fantastic beauty makeup seminars being given by Lonnie Spector, an incredible series of seven seminars on all phases of beauty makeup by Landy Dean, one of New York's finest makeup artists, and all the way to Greg Canham. All right, Greg Canham doing an incredible application of a silicone appliance. And if you don't know anything about silicone appliance application, now's the chance to find out. Now's the chance to learn all about it. Matthew Mungle, foam latex application, gelatin application. If you've never seen a gelatin appliance being applied, now's your chance to see it. If you would add up all of $50 per seminar, I think, I don't even know, I haven't added it up, but it's got to be less than $2,000, you know, or $2,500 at the most. So for $2,500, if you watched every seminar, you would have an incredible education. Now, and I ask you people, all you people, including students at my school, I want all students around the world at every makeup school to watch themakeupspace.com. Come on, cough up $50 and watch one or two of these seminars. All right? And guess what? You're going to be able to see professional makeup artistry taught, like I said, by leading industry award-winning makeup artists. And you can compare what you're learning on the makeupspace.com to what's being taught to you right there in your school. All right? And you make up your mind where you're learning more, and then maybe you can combine the two, right? You go to your makeup school, you learn what they have to teach you, then you come to makeupspace.com, and you're able to see these award-winning, Academy Award and Emmy Award-winning makeup artists teaching you like never before. All right? This has never been done before. All right? This is pioneering. All right? Now, take advantage of it. If you are new in the field of makeup artistry, then this is an opportunity that you do not want to miss. And it's inexpensive. All right? Now, to those who are enrolled at Joe Blasco makeup schools, whether they're in Orlando or in Hollywood, all of these seminars are absolutely free. You watch them at specific times within the school's premises. We have a theater, a beautiful, huge theater with a wide, like 14-foot screen at the Orlando facility. We have an actual theater there. And in Los Angeles, we have a wide screen in our lecture hall. All right, so whether you're in Los Angeles or you're in Orlando, you will be shown every one of these seminars as part of your education when you go to the Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Centers. All right, so, but it's available to everybody around the world. So don't just sit there and wonder how a gelatin appliance is put on. Don't sit and wonder, you know, what the safety rules and regulations are on a set. Don't sit and wonder how to do a script breakdown. Don't sit and wonder or pretend that you know about, each of these areas of makeup artistry when maybe you really don't. Here's your opportunity to learn them in the privacy of your own home. All right? Nobody has to know that you don't know this stuff, because you will know it if you watch these seminars. All right? So a word to the wise. And I know most of you out there are very wise. All right? So you're not going to want to miss themakeupspace.com. All right? Now, the Mega Makeup Store, all right, Mega Makeup Store is another new development that we have. And we have not only Joe Blasco products, but we have also other people's products, all right, like products from Fred Blau, and I believe his are called Real Creations. Matthew Mungel's products are called WM Creations. We have products from Cinema Secrets, the Wuchi products, and the Cinema Secrets brushes, and other Cinema Secret products. Okay, we have V. Neal's favorite brushes, all right, and soon, perhaps, we're working right now trying to put Temp 2 airbrush products on or at that Mega Makeup Store site so that you'll be able to purchase Temp 2 airbrush products, because honestly, they're my favorite. I really love the Temp 2 airbrush products. The wide range of colors, and the company, the people that run the company, they're brilliant. They are state of the art. They're very progressive. They're young. They're gung ho. They know what they're doing, and they're taking that company in a great, beautifully positive direction. So, and Kim Green has these beautiful travel bags and on-set bags, for carrying all your makeups and brushes and whatnot. So you want to check that out. We'll also have products from Helen Noble, and she manufactures these wonderful skincare products called Bella Crema. And we have also, I'm trying to work something out right now with Rob Berman. And he has a company called Rubberware, and they make some really great generic foam latex appliances, and I'd like to also have those available on at the Mega Makeup Store. Greg Canham, now I'm working with Greg Canham in manufacturing a fantastic PM makeup. Now what is PM? It's prosthetic makeup. We used to call it rubber grease back in the day. Well, now it's prosthetic makeup, and Greg has actually put together a series of colors that are fantastic colors that are used on all form of appliances, whether it be foam or gelatin or, in his case, silicone. These PM makeups are absolutely superb, and you're going to be able to purchase those right at the megamakeupstore.com. Remember, it's not the Mega Makeup Store, it's just www.megamakeupstore.com. And Tom Superno, I believe I pronounced your name properly, Tom Superno, all right, he has a fantastic line of Pax paint, which we are going to be offering you, hopefully, as well. And, of course, Joe Blasco products will be there, too. And many of the, we've gotten calls about a lot of the discontinued products that I used to make under the name Joe Blasco Cosmetics, and we are actually making them again. So if there was a cream makeup that we manufactured back in the day, we will make it again for you, okay? It'll be on special order, but many of them, as I said, that have been discontinued are going to return just for you. Now, another thing is I'm doing some research into developing a high pigmented liquid makeup for HD. Okay, HD this, HD that, all it really boils down to is you can take any kind of makeup, and as long as you put it on properly and you make it so that it's undetectable, but it does what it's supposed to do, it's an HD makeup, all right? As long as you don't leave splotches all over the place, and you really do the job properly. But this particular, some makeups lend themselves better to that process, all right? And what you're seeing behind me are cream makeups right now, but these are not the makeups that I am talking about for HD, although they are able to be used for HD, and most people do use them for HD, and they can be put on very, very, very thin. They can be worked down with water. They can be worked down with oil, with moisturizer, and put on very, very thin and transparent, all right? And, but the liquid high pigmented product that we're making specifically for HD is going to have the exact consistency that's necessary for you to put it on very, very quickly, and for it to just disappear, be undetectable, and to be perfect in extreme close-up, all right? And so we're going to have a powder also. This powder, now if you notice, a lot of the powders that are available for HD, they have silica in them. Now, silica kind of is like sand, a highly refined version of sand, and I'm kind of in disagreement with that. I find that the particle is really not an absorbent particle. It doesn't seem to absorb the oil. In fact, it's a bit reflective on its own, and in some cases does not act as a powder should in setting or in dulling shine. So our powders for HD are not going to be containing silica, but will be containing other secret items that will do the job and even do it better. Hey, you know, just recently, Michael Key and the Makeup Artist Magazine group, great group of people, put on the Pasadena show, the IMATS Pasadena show, which, by the way, I believe was one of the largest and most successful of all of the IMATS shows. And I want to thank the entire group of people there at Makeup Artist Magazine for making that all so possible. And we had so many people show up at the Joe Blasco Makeup School booth, at the Joe Blasco Cosmetics booth, at the MUA TV booth, at the Mega Makeup Store booth. So it was a good show for us, and I know it was a good show for everyone in attendance. And I want to thank you all for being there. And don't forget that there's another show coming up in Sydney, Australia soon. So you're going to want to check the Makeup Magazine site. I believe it's makeupmag.com, and find out exactly when that show in Sydney, Australia is going to be taking place. You're going to want to make arrangements to be there because we are going to be there. MUA TV is going to be there. Joe Blasco Makeup Schools are going to be there. Joe Blasco Cosmetics. The whole gamut of all the Joe Blasco enterprises are going to be there just for you. And you know, the Powder Group put on a fantastic show in Los Angeles. I believe it was at the, what was it, the Merchandise Mart or one of those marts, the California Mart downtown in Los Angeles. And I was asked to speak. And I was given an hour to speak, and you know, you can tell by how I am on camera that I have a lot to say. So giving me an hour is not really very much. You know, it's like, what the hell am I going to say in only an hour? So not only did I only have an hour to do it, but when I got there, I found out that somebody who was before me had taken up 20 minutes of that time. So by the time I got in front of everybody, and I had a really fantastic presentation ready to go. In fact, I think it was the only such presentation that had a slideshow and a lot of interactivity with the audience. And it was a bio on me, my career, my schools, my cosmetics company, prosthetics, beauty makeup, my history. I mean, there was a lot that was being presented. But because my 1-hour presentation was cut down to about 30 minutes, I had to kind of fly through it. And if you were there, you know what I'm talking about. But guess what? We have it all on videotape. And what I'm doing is those areas that I had to really go fast forward through when I was showing the slideshow, we're going to redo those sections, and we're going to play that presentation right here on MUA TV just for you, and it's going to be presented in its entirety the way that it was meant to be shown at that show. All right, so now, that presentation is going to be something I don't think you're going to want to miss. And speaking of presentations, I'd like, number one, to say what I think about the Dick Smith tribute, and that is it was fantastic. And I want to congratulate Dick Smith personally for his lifetime of contribution to the makeup profession. And I'm not just kissing your backside, Dick. I really mean this. And I'm telling you that you are the grand master of makeup, and you are the godfather of makeup, even though I think I'm a little more connected with the godfathers, so to speak, in the Chicago and Pittsburgh areas. But when it comes to makeup, you are the godfather. And I congratulate you for everything that you've done, and I thank you for being such a fantastic and inspiration to me, to all makeup artists worldwide. And I wish you many, many, many more years of life. Speaking of life, Howard Smith just died. Who is Howard Smith? Howard Smith was the local 706 business manager, somewhat leader of the pack there for many, many, many years. And there is a book, and it is called, if I may bring this to your attention, Making a Monster. Making a Monster. And in this book, there are several chapters on many brilliant makeup artists, and then there is a chapter on Howard Smith. All right, so we have Howard Smith, and he also is part of those artists. And I just want to say that the man was a genius at what he did. And even though he was not a great proponent of my opening makeup schools, I must say that he was a gentleman, and he will be missed. And I send my condolences to the family and to the entire makeup union for the loss of a really very great man, Mr. Howard Smith, who died at the age of 98. He had a wonderful long life. He had a terrific career. He did many entrepreneuring items for Local 706. I can recall designing a statuette, which we called the Smitty, which was brought to me by Bird Holland. Actually, the idea was Bird Holland and Howard Smith were actually quite close, a lot closer than I ever thought. At the time, I had no idea that Bird Holland and Howard Smith were so tight. And when he came to me, he said, you know, we have to do something for Howard, and we have to create the statue for him, statuette. So Lee Wayner's son, David Wayner, actually sculpted it. He sculpted that statuette, is the truth. And underneath the statuette, you'll see the initials JB, and you'll see the initials DW for David Wayner, and unless they've scratched them out. But it's these are the people who did that statuette, and it was called the Smitty, and it was being presented as an award to Local 706 members who did exceptional and outstanding work, especially for the union. So Mr. Howard Smith, who by the way came to visit me in Florida on one occasion, he and his beautiful wife, lovely wife, he will be missed, and I do, as I said, send my condolences to all of Local 706 members and to his family. Now, we are going to be sending out, by the way, email blasts through Local 706. Local 706, and I have to thank Sue Cabral and Tommy Cole for permitting us to do so, as they do with all other companies. And I have an email blast that we just sent out that introduces all Local 706 members to themakeupspace.com. And remember, you get a discount. If you're a Local 706 member, you get a discount. So check that out. And everything, you've got this wonderful educational situation that's offered to you by the Producers Association, contract services, where you go and you pay $25 or so to go, and it's required that you go in order to raise your level within the union, and obviously you want to continue doing that. But also now we have themakeupspace.com. Check this out. Go to themakeupspace.com. There's some fantastic, as I said, lectures that are going to help you add to your already existing knowledge and fine-tune it. All right, or bring knowledge to you that you don't have or hadn't had yet. Okay, so it's all there for you. And we have another thing. This is really kind of groundbreaking, and I'm doing this because the economy is so in the toilet right now, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But what I've just done is to help union members. I think that there's no better than a union member, whether it be 798 or whether it be Local 706 or any of the others, to refer people to makeup schools. All right? Now, if you are a member of Local 706 or 798 or any of the other locals in Toronto or wherever, we will give a 50% discount across the board, and that's including materials, to anyone that you recommend to take any of the classes, the professional course, the full professional course, or the full master's course, all right? 50% discount. So that means a $16,000 education would only cost $8,000. Now that's one hell of a deal, all right? Now if you are a union member and you have someone in your family and you want to educate them, you want to put them through a makeup school, now's your time. Now's your time to jump on the bandwagon and save some money and really get a fantastic education. Now, not only for family members, not union members as well, but family members of the union members, but also if you are a union member and you have a friend, all right, someone that you are acquainted with that wants to be a makeup artist, that you feel would be a great makeup artist if given the right education, if you come in with them on the initial interview, all right? You bring them into the school, all right? Or if you're not able to come into the school, if you live in another part of the country, all right? If you put together a letter of introduction, introducing them to us, we will give them the same 50% discount across the board, all right? So here's your chance to get a great education at a tremendous savings. All right, so keep in mind that aside from our hands-on program at both of our makeup schools, we also now have added our internet seminars, and all of that is included as part of our programs. And of course, MUA TV is there for you as well. Now, MUA TV is going to have, right on the sidebar over here, it's going to have a job posting. And Joe Blasco students and students from all makeup schools around the world can all go to that site and see what jobs are available. All right, so we're getting back into the swing of things. I have been so busy creating Mega Makeup Store and the MakeupSpace.com that we've just, as I said before, been running reruns of MUA TV. But I'm back now. I'm back, and we're moving ahead very, very quickly. So get ready, folks, because we've got a lot of great stuff in store for you. Now, we have just added at both makeup schools what we call Hollywood Appreciation Seminars. And what are they? Well, they are actual films and lectures and discussions of classic motion pictures, black and white and color, as well as modern films that have to do with great makeups. All right, for instance, just this last week, we played Madam X. All right, we played Madam X, and there is such great makeup in that Lana Turner, John Forsythe film that Ross Hunter produced for Universal International. And unfortunately, the kids, a lot of the kids don't even know who these people are. Out of the entire class, I think only 2 or 3 people realized who or knew who Lana Turner was, and I find that to be a shame. So that's why we're adding our Hollywood Appreciation Seminars, so that everyone becomes familiar not only with the films that are the history of this business, but also they're going to be familiar with the actors who are those historic actors who came before those who they know today. All right, and so that's a new addition to Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Centers. I want to remind you all that July 19th is the day that Jack Pierce passed away. And on that day, we always have a moment of silence for Mr. Pierce, who is the true father of makeup artistry, the man who began everything in sound motion pictures, and who has been emulated and who has inspired us all since the days of Frankenstein in 1931, where he created the fantastic makeup on Boris Karloff. And, I actually opened, to commemorate Jack's death, July 19th, I believe it was 1969, I opened my makeup school on July 19th in Hollywood on that day, because I wanted something new to be reborn from his death. And so that was the actual day, the anniversary of the opening of the Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Center in Hollywood in 1976. So now, there's a story that I was told by Harry Thomas, a good friend of mine, a wonderful makeup artist who's passed away. And he was telling me how he used to work with Jack Pierce at Universal, and how Jack didn't want people to know what he was using when he was doing the Frankenstein makeups and all the cotton latex construction makeups. And by the way, it wasn't cotton and collodion, contrary to popular opinion. Everybody seems to know what they're talking about when they say, oh yeah, he used cotton and collodion and cotton. He used cotton and latex, yes, but you didn't know, I bet, that the Frankenstein monster was primarily cotton and Lee Page's glue. How's that for some interesting information? All right, and so we're going to be doing some experimenting with that, just for fun and for historic purposes, in recreating that makeup one day right here on MUA TV. And so anyway, what Harry was telling me about Jack was that to keep people from coming into his makeup room, and they want to dig through his trash can, because once you remove these things from the actor, he'd throw them in the trash can, and if you went to the trash can, you could pull this stuff out and go, oh yeah, it's cotton, oh it's this, oh it's that, So, he would burn them. I mean, he would literally burn the pieces. He would destroy the pieces, and he would nail the windows shut so that you couldn't get into the makeup room. All right, so it's how much truth there is to that, I don't know. That was a Harry Thomasism. And there was a man by the name of Joe Hadley. Joe Hadley was, I believe, one of Jack Pierce's assistants, all right, makeup assistants or associates, who worked with him on the film Frankenstein. So if any of you know the whereabouts of Joe Hadley or anyone from his family who could come to MUA-TV and be interviewed, I would certainly appreciate that information. Now, you know, in watching all of these wonderful films, the Film Appreciation Series and seminars, you know, we're running The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and it's a silent film. It was made in Germany, and in it there is this somnambulist, a sleepwalker, kind of a zombie type of character. And if you take a real good close look at that makeup, you will see really where Jack Pierce got some of his idea for the makeup design for the Frankenstein monster for Boris Karloff. So even back then, we were all being influenced, including Jack, by other work that was done by other artists of the day. And I just think it's interesting because if you go far enough back, you'll find that it's all copy upon copy upon copy. And let me show you, let's go to another subject right now. I'm going to talk to you about some books. Here's a great book on Estee Lauder. All right. Well, that's a big jump from Jack Pierce to Estee Lauder, right? A success story by Estee Lauder, and I read through this, and I'm going to tell you something that's pretty damn amazing. It is really amazing what this woman was able to accomplish. And in all honesty, I don't know that she was really a makeup artist. I know that she was one hell of an entrepreneur and a great businesswoman, and she really knew her stuff when it came to skincare and all. And she was competing with several other women of the day, Helena Rubinstein and others of that ilk in New York. And I just think that as a makeup artist, you should read this, especially if you're thinking of opening a business, a cosmetics business. It's a great, great book. Here is another book. This is called Icons Anatomica. Anatomica, okay? Anatomica. Do that right there, all right? You're going to want this. And what this is that it has fantastic pictures of the anatomy. Here we go. How's that? Great pictures of anatomy showing all of the musculature and all of the veins and arteries and all of the internal organs and bone structure and you name it. It's all in this, and this is a must if you are a makeup artist interested in effects. Here is another great one. And by the way, we're going to be doing a special tribute to the Westmores of Hollywood, specifically to Michael Westmore, and who I recently interviewed in Hollywood. And we're going to rerun the tribute to the Westmores that I did. And that tribute was specifically for this book, for the Westmores of Hollywood. And I think this is a book that you should have in your library and that you should definitely read. And it is fantastic reading. It really gives a lot of insight concerning the Westmores. You're not going to want to miss our special on the Westmores. All right, it's going to be really spectacular. Here's a good one. It's called Read My Lips. Read My Lips. And it is a cultural history, cultural nevertheless, a cultural history of lipstick. All right? And it goes through and it shows... it's got some really fantastic shots, of lipstick styles through the ages, lipstick colors through the ages, who the manufacturers are, lipstick ads and pictures. There's a picture here of Max Factor applying makeup here to what looks like Norma Shearer. All right, Max Factor Sr. How many of you know that Max Factor Sr. died in 1939 and that the company was actually taken over by another gentleman who then named himself Max Factor Jr. and ran the company for so many years and actually was the man that was responsible for so many of the innovative products that really brought Max Factor out of the cinema realm and into the realm of society where they really began to make their money. And speaking of Max Factor, we have Max Factor, the man who changed the faces of the world. All right? Max Factor, the man who changed the faces of the world. And this is a great book, especially if you are, doing research on period makeups. All right, it's filled with period makeups. a lot of history concerning Max Factor. And this is by Fred E. Basten, B-A-S-T-E-N. B like boy, A-S like Sam, T-E-N. Fred E. Basten, Max Factor, the man who changed the faces of the world. Okay. Now, there's a new show called Weeds that I've been watching recently. And, you know, I don't know, I didn't really catch the whole episode, but there was a beard that somebody applied in that show, and I don't know whether or not they meant it to look real or not, but it was really pushing the envelope if they did. But I think that it was probably not. I didn't see it from the very beginning of that episode. I'm going to have to look for the reruns and see. Perhaps he was meant to be wearing an artificial beard. But it's a great show. It is a really, really great show, and I think you should watch it because there's a lot of wonderful makeups on that show. There's also Nurse Jackie. Nurse Jackie is a new show, and back in the early 1980s, I had the privilege of working as the head of makeup with the Danny Arnold 4D production group. And we did a show called STAT. All right, STAT, you know, the term for like, let's hurry up and get it done right away, the medical term. And if in watching this show, I cannot help to think that that show was inspired by the Danny Arnold production, STAT. It is so identical in format. You know, it has that wonderful combination of comedy and yet serious drama. And so if you're familiar with STAT, if you know what I'm talking about, we only did 6 episodes of it. We shot it over at Disney when Bob Schiffer was in charge over there. And, but this Nurse Jackie show is very, very similar to it. And I'm very pleased to see Nurse Jackie on the air. It's a real refreshing kind of change of pace from all this serious drama. Okay, a nice combination of comedy. We also have, coming up on MUA TV, a fantastic tribute to the Dancing with the Stars group. The entire group of makeup artists from Dancing with the Stars. And you're not going to want to miss that. All right, we have, as I said, the Westmore tribute, okay? And beyond that, if Travis will move it, thank you. We have a whole series of people who aren't paying attention to me. We got Danny Streetbeck coming up. Danny Streetbeck is coming up, and we have a sculpture show. Why do we call it the sculpture show? Because Danny Streetbeck is actually, he's teaching sculptor classes. And I had the great privilege of being invited to Danny Streetbeck's home, where he was teaching a group of fantastic hairstylists who are retired, who will remain nameless right now, and we're going to surprise you with who they are when you see the show. And so we go to Danny's house, we interview him, we interview each of the hairstylists, and we see close up exactly what they're sculpting, and we hear and see Danny Streetbeck actually teaching his sculpting classes. And, you know, he's retired. And, you know, he did, Planet of the Apes. You know, he was head of makeup at 20th Century Fox after Ben Nye, Sr. And he's quite a gentleman and a fantastic artist, and it was such a pleasure to be able to be there with him at his home. And we're going to be running, in fact, I think we're going to be running very soon, if not even during this episode, another episode of the original, not another episode, but the original interview that I did with Danny Streetbeck. You're not going to want to miss it. He's really terrific. We have something new. All right, we have something new coming up. And what is it? It's called MUA TV 2. It's like not only do we have everything that we already have, but now we're adding another sidebar over here. And you're going to be seeing that probably in about a month. And what is MUA TV 2? Well, it's Media Unlimited Arts Television. It's not Makeup Artists Television. It is Media Unlimited Arts Television. And why is that on there? Well, it's just entertainment. It's entertainment. It's unlimited media entertainment of from all the different arts, and it's right there for makeup artists to enjoy and for hairstylists to enjoy, or for anybody to enjoy. And, for instance, what we have on that is we're thinking of doing an actual show where we do a soap opera that is going to be produced right here at the MUA TV studio. And we have a comedy troupe. Okay, two things. you're going to look for. Two things you're going to look for. The soap opera that is going to have an episode every installment, all right? And we're using performers from Los Angeles and Orlando. And it's going to feature a lot of special makeup and special makeup effects and beauty makeup, okay? And we're also going to have another show that is going to feature a comedy troupe from New York and Los Angeles, all right? And remember, this is MUATV 2, number 2, all right? And you'll find that right on the sidebar. Now, let's move along. Fabio. Fabio. You remember Fabio. He has... Yes, here's a picture. Fabio was Mr. Romance cover. That good-looking hunk, right? From the romance magazines that everybody fell in love with. Well, everybody's still in love with Fabio. And Fabio, well, he was hit with a duck, I think. He was at 4 Flags or 6 Flags, Magic Mountain or someplace. And I think a duck hit him, or a goose or something hit him in the face. That's not the best picture that we could find of Fabio, but we thought it was interesting. And what we have, and let's see, you think, Mr. Director, if we can find a better picture of Fabio? That's not really very fair. This is not Makeup Soup. This is UATV. This is not TMZ. Come on, let's get with it. All right, we have Fabio, and he has this fantastic line of products that are called what?
Healthy Planet.
Healthy Planet. Healthy Planet products. And we've done an infomercial, and it's going to be presented right there on MUATV 2, Media Unlimited Arts Television 2, just for you. All right, and I've already told you about the soap opera. And here now, on a more serious note, I really hate to report this, but I think it's been since handled and taken care of, and I believe the culprits have been arrested. But at Cinema Secrets, there was a robbery, and the culprits they took off with all of the bald cap formulas that were owned by Maurice Stein, and that he had originally purchased from Johnny Chambers. And these are the original vinyl bald cap formulas, which are incredible formulas. And I believe they took off with like the metal heads, the chromed heads that the caps are sprayed upon, and and a few other odds and ends, the compressors and things of that nature. And but I believe that they since then have found, they've gotten a lot of it returned, and I'm very, very pleased to report that. And hopefully they'll find out who the person was that was the culprit. And so we have that, and that is unfolding even as we speak. Now, let's talk about something new at the makeup schools. Okay, now for all of you people out there that are suffering the effects of this crazy economy, we have put together what we call our Easy Flex payment plan. And when you are at the Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Centers for your initial interview, you want to ask about the Easy Flex payment plan, because we can make your payment plans work for you, all right? So that you can realize your dreams and not be affected by the economy. And by the way, there's news that the economy has already bottomed out and that it's on its way back up again, and the media is going to be hopefully talking much more positively and not scaring the pants off of everybody. So not everyone, wants to hold on to every penny that they've got. So remember, if you're going to spend money, spend it on yourself. Spend it on education. Education is knowledge, and to prepare yourself for the future, you need to have a good education. And if you're thinking of going into makeup artistry, then obviously money spent in that direction is going to be money well spent. And Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Centers, by the way, are being accredited soon. Accredited. We have, there are several different accrediting agencies. There are some that most of the makeup schools used, which are accrediting agencies that are, that handle private post-secondary schools and whatnot. And we are going with an accrediting agency that's really, really top of the line, that has requirements that far exceed those of other accrediting agencies. And they're making us jump through all kinds of hoops, and it's actually taken over a year for us to receive our accreditation. But guess what? It's coming. And so if you're waiting for government-funded Pell Grants and loans and student loans so that you can take your classes at the Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Center, it's coming soon. So you hang on, because the Joe Blasco Makeup Artist Training Centers, both in Orlando and in Hollywood, are going to be accredited, and not with just any accrediting agency, but with the best. All right, so we're going to have all the best programs available for you, for your student loans. And so we have a lot of great programming in store for you right here on MUA TV, and a lot of it is going to be coming from New York. In fact, we went to New York, and we interviewed many makeup artists in New York, Landy Dean being one of them. And, you know, one of these days I'd really like to meet and interview Richard Dean. Richard Dean is a makeup artist in New York whose work I have admired for many, many years. And we're going to have to give Richard a call and invite him to our next series of interviews when we travel to New York. Unless, of course, Richard, you'd like to come to Florida, and if that's the case, just give us a call and let us know. And so we have Landy Dean as part of that series, and several other makeup artists and hairstylists in New York who are going to be showing what they do and how beautifully they do it. All right. Now, back to the makeupspace.com. Remember, www.themakeupspace.com. Well, who are some of the makeup artists who are presenting seminars? Well, we've got Ronnie Spector, V. Neal, Matthew Mungle, Gil Mosco, Kim Green, Bob Romero, Fred Blau, Greg Canham, Judy Crown, Gail Ryan. All right, and upcoming artists like Travis Pates, Kelsey Fry, Aaron Kruger-McCash, perhaps Christian Tinsley. I'm trying to get Christian Tinsley because I think that he has some transfer processes that are really, really fantastic processes, and I feel that he should be part of this groundbreaking effort of giving seminars. And Maurice Stein. And I'll be talking with Maurice next week concerning his appearance as one of our guest lecturers on themakeupspace.com. And I'm looking forward to having Maurice as our very special guest on themakeupspace.com. I'm also going to be inviting a man by the name of Jim Hedge. Okay? Who's Jim Hedge? Well, Jim Hedge used to work for me, all right? And he was one of the heads of my sales department back in the day. And he and his wife at the time, Ms. Mielik, all right, Doreen Mielik, opened a school called Studio Makeup Academy. And they opened the school at the Sunset Gower Studios after we moved out. And they took another facility. They didn't take the same facility that we had. And they have a wonderful little school there. And I'm going to invite Jim Hedge to be my guest right here on MUA TV to talk about the Studio Makeup Academy. There is another school, Blanche McDonald, in Canada. And I would like to invite someone from Blanche McDonald to also appear on my show as a guest to talk about their wonderful school. And then, of course, we have our Halloween programming special. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do we have a special for you this year? It's going to be something else. All right, now, I can't tell you what it is, but believe me, you're definitely going to want to see this year's Halloween special, because part of it, we're doing a bio on me. Yeah, me. Like you haven't seen enough of me already. And what it is we're going to be showing those films that I did when I was a kid, but we've gone back to Pennsylvania and we've filmed with a lot of the people who are actually in the films, and we have filmed the locations as they are today, and I visit the locations and we interview people that worked with us on the films. So we have that coming up, and that's going to be part of our Halloween show. We have a special palette that we're trying to get done, a palette of colors that we are going to design specifically for Nigel's Beauty Emporium in North Hollywood. And I'm working along with Travis Pates, who is kind of like our middleman, and he is working on all the details with Nigel. And we're going to be picking out specific colors that are going to go into a palette that's just specific to Nigel. All right, and we're doing seminars over at Namie's. Well, this is a long time coming. And, you know, I've been sending makeup artists over there to Namie's once or twice to 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 do makeup, to promote your Blasco makeup artist makeup products. And so now we're going to get a little more serious with it. We're going to give some really, really, really meaty classes in makeup artistry. So you're not going to want to miss that. And Sam at Naney's is going to be sending out information to all of his clients, letting you know exactly when those seminars are going to be available. Now here's something new. Joe Blasco Cosmetics has started private labeling. That's right, we're private labeling. All right, so if there is a cream product that you would like to have manufactured with your name on it, do give us a call, all right? And you're going to call and speak to the Vice President of Manufacturing, Mr. Doug Schatz, all right? And you can actually send him an email at doug@joeblasco.com and let him know exactly what product you might like to have made so that you can put your name on it and be a makeup manufacturer too, all right? So, that's all exciting stuff, and we are now even more cruelty-free than before. We have 3 dogs that are cruelty-free mascots. Actually, 4. We've got, well, we had Kanish, but he died. And, there are some websites that still have Kanish up. He was such a cute dog, such a wonderful little dog. But we have Rudy now. Rudy is our little Belgian Griffon. We have a standard poodle by the name of Caesar. And we have a miniature poodle by the name of Malcolm, and we have a beautiful brown lab by the name of Abby. And these are our 4 new cruelty-free animals, pets, dogs, that you're going to be seeing right here on MUA TV from time to time. And now, this is something really special, as they say. We, on the sidebar over here, are going to have something new. And if you look on the side here, you'll see it, and it says MUA TV Live. All right, what does that mean? Well, that means that on that channel, on that sidebar, when you click on that, what you're seeing is going to be actual live interactive programming where you can communicate with us directly by email and ask questions, or by cell phone and actually talk to me at the very moment we're on the air. That's going to be coming real soon. So go to MUA TV Live right here on the sidebar and check it out and read all the copy and become familiar with it. I'd like once again to thank Sue Cabral Ebert and Tommy Cole at Local 706 for permitting us to do the email blast and for assisting us with doing a mailing to all Local 706 members. And hey, what's going on out there with Local 798? What is it, guys? Hey, I thought everything was cleared up there. Apparently, nobody's answering the telephones there. What's happening? We've been trying to get through you guys to offer you the same wonderful benefits and discounts that we're offering all 706 members, but nobody's answering the telephone. So, hello, 798, answer your phones, all right? Give us a call. We're going to keep trying to call you because we want your members to also have the same benefits that we're offering 706, okay? We have new seminars that are going to be starting up on themakeupspace.com about every 3 months. So by the end of this year, we're probably going to have another 5 to 10 more seminars that we're offering. I think we have about 18 of them up already. I'm not quite sure, maybe 14, but we're adding more and more. And as I said, I'd like very much to have Richard Dean as one of the guests on my show. Also, I'd like to have, I'd really like to have some actors come on the show. I saw the other night the show Insomnia, all right? And I think John Caglione Jr., did the makeup for it. And he's Al Pacino's personal makeup artist. And I'd like to invite John onto the show. I'd like to also invite Al Pacino on the show. I saw, as part of one of the special features on the disc, an interview that I believe the director of the film did, and Al looked like one hell of a nice guy. He seemed like a really easy person to talk to and to interview, and I'd really like very much if we could get him to come on. Well, slim chance, but maybe when we're in New York, we might look him up. And another person that I admire greatly, who I had kind of a lunch meeting with about 10 years ago, was Dick Clark. And I'd like very much to be able to have another interview with Dick Clark right here on MUA TV. You know, I worked a show with Dick Clark. It was called, it was one of these afternoon playhouse things for ABC television. I was the head of the makeup for it, and I did what could have been considered at the time, and was, the first werewolf with a big snout. Okay, this is before the Wolfen and the others. This was with a snout. And, you know, it was effective, and it was a show called The Werewolf of Woodstock. And I kind of, at that time, had a little bit of a falling out with Dick. I don't know that he was even aware of it. So 30 years later, I went over to Dick's office, brought him a bottle of champagne and lots of makeup, and somewhat apologized for the falling out, because I was being a bit of a pompous ass because I wasn't happy with the way they were photographing, you know, the scene where the transformation took place, and I thought that it was a bit, you know, it wasn't done right. And so I can recall at the end of the shoot really not speaking to Dick, but so 30 years later, I went over to his office and I said, you know, Dick, I want to tell you about this and this and that and this and that, and I explained all to him, and he said, you know, Joe, he says, I don't remember. So all of that for naught. But anyway, Dick Clark, my best goes out to you. I hope that this broadcast finds you in the best of health and happiness, and perhaps when I'm in Los Angeles, we might get together again for lunch and a little bit of champagne. We have coming up Michael Westmore. Michael Westmore, the famous Michael Westmore, who I believe has gotten more Emmy nominations than anyone in the history of the makeup profession. We have an interview with Michael Westmore, and so I think that that's going to be something really spectacular. You're not going to want to miss that. And you know, I can't help but notice that, and this is a little gossip here. Wasn't Dick Smith working with Tom Savini over at that makeup school in Pennsylvania? Whatever happened to that? Where is Dick Smith now? I don't believe that Dick Smith's working with Tom Savini anymore. I've just discovered that. Why is that? I don't know. Well, but it's a good question. And we see here Monessa Penn. Now, Monessa Penn, have you heard about Monessa Penn? She's a newcomer makeup artist, all right, to the Hollywood scene. And apparently she's causing a big stink. There's a lot going on with this Monessa Penn, and I don't think I'm going to get into it right now. But I don't know if she's related to Sean Penn or what the story is. But we'll have more for you about Monessa soon. So you might want to keep checking back, all right, because it's pretty juicy stuff, even for the makeup world, you know? And getting back to Tom Savini and Dick Smith not being with them any longer, I understand that K&B now is partnering up with them. I think so. At least those are the last makeup artists that I saw advertised in association with Tom. And good luck to them. And we have, why do we have the names in the credits that we have? If you notice our credits, they go on forever, and I mean, there are people in there that have been dead for 50 years, you know. They're there because I wanted to put as many names of makeup artists in my credits that I could, that I honestly have been inspired by, or who were my teachers in one way or another. All right? So that's why those names are there. So if you look at them very carefully, you'll see that there's a lot of love and a lot of tribute, you know, to those artists of the past. And recently, you know, I'd like also to extend condolences to the family and friends of Michael Jackson. I can't say that I agree with the way that everything was handled. You know, just recently I saw, you know, for $10.98, you can buy a commemorative poster that you can put up in your bedroom. I don't know that the family would, you know, sign off to such a thing. Possibly they have. I just think that Michael Jackson was probably one of the most talented young men ever to come along in the music industry. Oh, there have been a lot, you know, Elvis Presley, you know, and the list goes on and on and on, Frank Sinatra, you know. But recently, Michael Jackson, and his death was quite startling. And so we're keeping up on that. And of course, Farrah Fawcett, Ed McMahon. Farrah suffered greatly in the last months. And again, we send our condolences to her family and her friends and to the entire industry. I worked with her twice on talk shows, and she was a lovely lady, Farrah Fawcett. And Ed McMahon, of course, he needs no more mention. He was Johnny Carson's sidekick for so many years, and a wonderful man. Again, condolences to his family and friends. So now, have you heard about the new Alice in Wonderland movie? All right, Alice in Wonderland. And you know, I'm not sure who's doing the makeup for it, but we're going to look into this. But I saw some pictures, and the makeups are incredible. I mean, we're talking Academy Award time here, folks. So you want to look for the new Alice in Wonderland film, and be sure to look for photos of the makeups, because you're really going to love them. All right, so you know what? I just want to call your attention to the fact that there are so many fantastic makeup artists and hairstylists who have been nominated this year for a Emmy Award by the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, of which I am a member. And I think Matthew Mungle has been nominated how many times? 14 times? I mean, it's some outrageous amount.
Quite a few.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's really a lot. I don't know that anybody's ever been nominated that many times at any for any 1 year. Maybe Michael Westmore, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, so I'm very proud of that, because he's one of my graduates. And here's something cool. Here's something really interesting. Recently, some smart aleck decided to post something on YouTube that was kind of offensive. Not only offensive to me, but offensive to makeup artists all over the planet. And we're not taking this lightly. And I hired my team of fantastic lawyers, Mitchell, Silverberg, and Knupp, one of the largest groups, legal groups in the world, especially in Los Angeles. And they are pursuing the discovery of who the person is who was putting these crazy things on YouTube. And guess what? We're 14 days away from finding out who the culprit is, and I'm going to name him right here on MUA TV, so that the whole world is going to know who this person is and what he's done. All right? So that should be interesting, eh? Unless he calls my attorney and he makes good, then I'll be the only one that knows, and maybe the rest of the world won't need to. All right, so anyway, that's not a threat. That's a promise. All right, so this is Joe Blasco. Very seriously, you have a great career in makeup for the rest of your life. Don't go away. We've got a lot more makeup and hairstyling right here on MUA TV, just for you.